Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's Benson. What's yours? So we're gonna do a cooking video. It's a Thanksgiving cooking video, and it's gonna be slightly kind of not rushed, but like I'm not gonna show you exactly how everything is made. If there's something you specifically want to see and I get enough requests for it, I'll do a video on how to do that. So the first thing we're gonna look at is what's in this pot here. What I've got here is basically a reduced sugar or a sugar-free version of cranberry sauce. It's a cup of water, 2 16-ounce bags of cranberries, and a cup and a half or 2 cups of Splenda. And you're just going to boil them down until the cranberries start popping, and then you're going to let it sit there and kind of marinate and gather back together. The water will slowly evaporate and it'll kind of goop up, and then that's cranberry sauce. Cranberries themselves have very little sugar in them. But cranberries per 1 cup serving only have 4 sugars in them. They do have 12 carbs, and then I put Splenda in it to add sweetness to it so they're not just tart. So if you want cranberry sauce and you don't want the super sweet canned stuff, Splenda, cup of water, cup and a half of Splenda, cup of water, 2 bags of cranberries. I got these for 99 cents a bag at Aldi's right now. And you just boil them until the cranberries start popping, kind of mush them together and stir them up and just let them simmer. The longer they simmer, so I'm going to let these simmer until they're reduced down, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. The longer it can sit together and absorb the sugars and the tartness, the better it'll be. So now, I'm cooking 2 turkeys because we do have a lot of people coming to our Thanksgiving dinner, and plus I want to have turkey for the rest of the week that I can make sandwiches and pot pies and stuff. So the first turkey, my grandmother bought herself an electric smoker, and she's insisting that I smoke a turkey, otherwise I was just going to fry 1 turkey. But that's kind of why we're cooking 2. So I've got her smoker, and she says it can do all these cool things. She wants me to try it out. So I'll show you the smoker later when I kind of get it going tomorrow, actually. And we'll smoke a turkey. We're going to cook the macaroni and cheese in the smoker. We're going to cook the baked beans in the smoker and the ham. Now, if you've never smoked an already smoked ham, because that's what they do with a ham is they smoke it at a certain temperature. If you smoke a ham with certain types of wood, it adds a whole bunch of different flavors to it. But neither here nor there, we're going to go over here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dry brine, and ignore my mess, I've got stuff everywhere. We're going to dry brine this bird. Normally I will wet brine them for 24 hours, but I'm going to dry brine it for 12. This is equal parts brown sugar and equal parts salt. And then it's got a 1/4 cup of paprika and a 1/4 cup of chili powder. So it's got a little spicy, sweet, and saltiness to it. That's going to go on the outside of the bird. Now, Christian and I can't have a lot of sugar because of our diets, so we'll pull the skin off so we don't get all the sugar on it. Plus, the fried turkey won't have all that sugar. So, in order to smoke this turkey, what we're going to do is we're going to spatchcock it. So we dried it first. We got napkins. We dried the inside cavity, the outside, and everything. And now we're going to spatchcock this turkey. Now, what that means is we're going to take the backbone out of this turkey, and then we're going to lay it flat, crack the chest bone, and so that it gets a good even cook. When you're smoking something, this is the one way I suggest to do it. So we want to try and save as much skin on the front part of this bird as we can. So we're going to try and make slits here and pull the, like I said, just pull the backbone out. Down here is not too bad. We can kind of get through the tendons and the joints. It's the rib cage here that we got to worry about. So we want to get a good knife, sharpening, and just kind of sharpen it up. Going to smoke a turkey, do it in your proper redneck attire, sleeveless shirts. Alright, so I know the backbone runs here. I've done this a bunch of times, so I'm going to run down here just to get the skin out of the way. Good sharp knife. See how it kind of just cleaves right through? We're going to do it to the other side. Alright. Now you can start up here and work your way down the side of this backbone, and right there's where I'm going to hit my first rib. And then over here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hit a rib there. So this is my good knife. I don't want to ruin it, so I'm going to get a duller knife that can kind of I just want to break through those bones. Alright, so there's my bones. You're going to hear it crunch. So if you don't like it, let me know. I mean, you can let me know, but you're already listening, so. Alright, so we're through that first part of the ribs here, and we're just going to try and weave around the thigh and through the socket here. And then we're through that socket, and we just got to cut down. And so I'm going to go to the other side, that way I can bend the backbone up. You see right here, there's a knuckle joint right here where the hip attaches. That's what we're trying to get through without really losing a lot of meat. So you just want to kind of work it till it pops out. All right, so the next step is to get this bird as flat as you can, and you've got to crack this breastbone here. So lay it flat. And then boom, your bird should lay like that. You can tuck the legs up, maybe a little string on them, and you'll smoke it like that. Now I've got to re-dry this off because we have squeezed out a lot of moisture to it. So I'm going to re-dry it off, and then I'll come back and we'll show you the brine. So because I'm smoking it, I'm not really necessarily worried about drying the inside or the back side of the bird. It can stay a little moist. I just want where my rub's going to go, which is kind of over the top. And the smoke's what's really going to give the bottom half of the bird an up flavor. So I don't have to spatchcock the turkey we're going to fry. I'm actually just going to kind of salt it down a little bit with this same mixture with the sugar mixture and stuff. But in the morning I'm going to wash it off because I'm just using the salt and sugar mixture to pull some of the moisture on the skin out. So plop it on there. And then you're just going to kind of work it all over the bird. And you can really just kind of coat this thing down because it's gonna, like I said, it's going to sit in the fridge overnight, and we'll clean off a good bit of this covering tomorrow before it goes in the smoker. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to make is a sugar-free or low-sugar pumpkin pie. Now keep in mind, pumpkin's got sugar in it, but that's the only sugar you should get aside from. I'm going to use Splenda again, and then I'm using just a graham cracker crust, which is going to have sugar in it, but not as much. So the pumpkin pie, it's 2 15-ounce cans, and this entire can has about 15 grams of sugar in it. And then the pie crust, for every 1/8 slice of the pie crust, there is 6 grams of sugar. So each slice of this should run you less than 10 grams of sugar, as long as you're not eating a half the pie or anything like that. So, and then carb-wise, there's 14 carbs per 1/8 and 10 carbs per half a cup of this. So there is a good bit of carbs in it, so if you're going to eat a salad and some turkey, and then you can save your carbs for this. So again, it's not sugar-free, it's not carb-free, it's as low as I can get it, and in a fairly cheap manner. So I'm not trying to make cricket flour pie crust or anything like that. So it's just what I'm going with. So 2 cans of 15-ounce pumpkin, real pumpkin. Then you're going to use a tablespoon of pumpkin spice mix. I'm making 2 pies, so anything, if you're not making 2 pies, cut this in half. So a tablespoon of pumpkin spice mix, and then I add half a tablespoon of ground ginger. I just kind of like that little zip to it. And then I add a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and then eggs. So I'm looking for like a creamy consistency, but not runny. So I'm going to add my eggs one at a time and stir it until I think I get the right consistency I'm looking for to make pies, so that it's not soup when it's done. So I'll let you know the final egg count when I'm done. Alright, so I went with 5 eggs, and these are the pies. So there's the pies. They're going to go in the oven at 350 until these kind of start to brown and solidify. So here we go. You'll see them tomorrow after they finish cooking and cooled and stuff. So I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, also the cranberry sauce, afterwards I did end up adding another cup of Splenda to it because it was really, really tart and bitter. And that after the fact, after it cooked and everything, and that kind of brought up the sweetness just a little bit. So add sugar to taste. That's all I can say. Alright, if there's any screaming, I apologize. There's extra kids here, 3. So I'm going to show you the pumpkin pie that I made last night, the low sugar one. So there it is. Of course, it's had, you know, some bitten out of it. I don't know why they're both missing. So we made that. We ended up making 2 cheese balls. I made homemade croutons, and I made some homemade crostinis. The turkey and ham turned out really great. They had good flavor in them. The electric smoker actually worked out a lot better than I thought it would. I did the ham, the turkey, and the macaroni and cheese in the smoker, and so the macaroni and cheese had like a good smoky flavor throughout. I had like a little bite of it. Everything turned out great. We had a great Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving too. If you celebrated today, we had a blast. We had friends come over. Went and ate dinner with some family, took them with us, and we just had a good time. Way more food than we needed, always. But yeah, hope you guys had a good day. I wanted to show you the pies. I know they're, torn into a little bit. And I completely forgot to show you the turkey and the ham. They had a beautiful brown color to them. And a lot of the sugar and stuff melted off of it as it was cooking, but it left just a little bit of a sweet residue behind, so it was great. But hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys enjoyed this little weird montage video the last couple days. So, what we have to do here. Love you guys. Till tomorrow.